I wanted to show you today how I organize my paper when new paper comes in. I just got in an order from 2Ps and I got quite a bit of pattern paper, more than I usually do. Typically I'll get a couple of collections and then maybe a few odd pieces on sale. I think I have at least 4 paper collections here, plus some extra sale items. So the first thing that I would do is go and make myself some space, because I have a limited amount of space for paper and I want to utilize it. All my paper is stored in this one closet. There's a small little 3-drawer bin up at the top, and then the rest of the papers are stored in other Sterlite drawers, either by collection or by color. Typically when papers come in, they're organized by collection. This is a collection from Studio Calico that I haven't used very much, but I still have all of the papers. And sometimes if I bought embellishments, I'll put those in the drawers with them. Once I break a collection down, then they get organized by color. And at this point, I'm looking for collections that I can break down because I need some drawer space. So I have this collection by Simple Stories that I've used a lot, and there's a few Lily Bee papers in here that match it too. It's some autumn things. I'm pretty much done with it, but I don't know, I'm still working on it. I'm not sure I'm going to break that drawer down. One that I think that I may break down is this. This was a part of a kit, and it has papers and stickers and all kinds of things, but I've used this pretty heavily. So I'm probably going to take that drawer out and pull the things out and organize them then by color. So this paper will go in the red drawer and this paper will go in the green drawer and so forth. I'm looking for some other drawers that I can do that to as well. This one up here, this is a paper collection that it looks like there's a lot of paper in here, and there still is, but I have used and used and used this. I've had this for many years, so I think it's time to either break it down or maybe combine it with some of the new things that I bought. So that's what I'm going to work on next. Okay, I've cleared some space, so I'm ready to organize all the papers that I bought. And I have them sorted out here by the collection manufacturer. This group of 4 papers is from Bella Boulevard. They were some that were on sale. They're actually a Thanksgiving collection. And one of the things I do with the smaller groups is sometimes I put them in these 12 by 12 clear envelopes, and then I label them as to what they are and what colors go in there, and I'll talk more about that in a few minutes. This is a collection I bought from Stamping Up for like about $2. It's very cheap, but it's very themed. And so I put it in this folder because I knew it really wasn't going to be used on a regular basis. I just would probably do something very specific with it, and if I don't ever get around to doing that, then I'll break it up and use the B-sides with my other colors. It's a very inexpensive purchase. I'm not crazy about putting things in here, though, because I tend to forget that I have them, as opposed to things in the drawers. They'll get more use if they go in the drawers. There's only 4 sheets to this, and while these little houses are absolutely adorable, what's most likely going to get used is the B-side. These have great B-sides, so I think these are just going to go ahead and go in the blue and yellow and green drawers, and that's where they'll probably get the most use. So I'm going to go ahead and divide those out by color. Now, some of the other collections that I have All About a Boy from Echo Park, and I went back and looked at albums, what I've done for the last couple of summers to see what sort of papers that I've really needed in my stash based on the kinds of pictures and stuff that we generate and the colors we wear. I've got them on today. A lot of blues and greens. We do a lot of things, pictures outdoors, so we have a lot of blue sky, a lot of nature to them. So blues and greens and yellows were colors that I really was looking for, and a little red is fine too. So I picked this collection not because it was boy themed at all, but because it had the colors that I needed in it. So I'm probably not going to use something like this, but I'm definitely going to use the other sides of these papers. Now I also got a collection from Pebbles that's very similar in colors, and I think I bought just about every paper in it. It's also blues and yellows and greens, and it's got some wonderful truer blues, which are so hard to find, and scrapbooking. I like that dark color there. So these collections I know are going to get a lot of use for summer, and these two are very, very similar. So they're going to go in the same drawer. The green is basically the same. The blue is just about the same. The yellow, and the only difference really is that there's some red over here. And there's a little bit of distressing on these papers, but I don't think that's going to be a problem. So these two are going to all go in the same drawer, and I'll label that in a few moments so you can see how I do the colors. This collection is from My Mind's Eye. This is part of Collectibles, and they always have tons of papers, so I went through and picked out ones that I liked. And again, following that same kind of color family, these colors, though, will not go in the same drawer because they're darker. They're also got some distressing around the edge. They're a textured paper, so they just look different than the other papers. So they need to go in kind of by themselves. And so they're going to get a drawer to themselves. Now, if I bought embellishments, I would put the embellishments with them, but I didn't. I think I did buy a couple of things. These are from My Mind's Eye, so those can go in the drawer with it. But I could go and pull thickers and all that kind of stuff out there, but I don't. I just pull them out as I need them. So unless I bought something specifically to go with the collection, then it doesn't go in the drawer. The only thing that goes in the drawers is the papers. Now, the last things I bought were just, again, a few little extra sheets here. These were Basic Grade Bow Ties collection. I bought this purely for those little tools, and that'll probably be a page that'll go for my husband at some point. This blue-green one, I'm probably going to try to tuck in with one of these other collections to see if it matches one of those. The same thing with these two from Lawn Fawn, is they should match some of the others, or if not, they'll go in the green drawers. So now I'm ready to take these collections and put them into drawers and label them, so it'll be really easy for me to see what's where and what colors go with what. Alright, to label the drawer, I have just a piece of cardstock where I put the names of the collections that are going to go in that drawer, and I found the easiest way to do my color matching is to pick a pattern from each collection that represents all the colors. So the chevron from the All About a Boy collection and the Pebbles Family Ties looks like this would be a good one that would help me match everything up. And the idea here originated because I used a lot of cardstock along with my papers. I don't do that so much anymore, but it's still really nice to know what colors are in the drawers. And so I just take a color sampler, and I can give you a link to this on my blog. It's one I made for Stamping Up cardstock. You could do this idea with any cardstock, and I use this all the time to match colors when I do want cardstock, or just to know what color ink I want to use with something. So I've got, this paper has some yellow in it, so I'm just pulling out my color matcher here and seeing that Daffodil Delight is a really good yellow that matches the papers in this collection. Let's see if it matches the ones in that collection. Not as much, it's more yo-yo yellow. And all I'm doing is taking a marker and just a yellow marker and labeling that. And I go ahead and put Daffodil Delight because I know what that color is, and yo-yo yellow. But what that means for me when I'm looking at the drawer is I will see that color right away, and I'll know that that's what's in the drawer. So continuing on here with the blues. I may or may not have a great match. Yeah, I do. It looks like Pacific Point. Okay, so I have all my colors marked, and this tells me at a really quick glance when I'm looking at the drawer that I have, this is the yellow, blue, and green drawer, and there won't be any pink in there, or peachy colors, or rust colors. I can tell very quickly what I've got. And by doing the shades, I kind of know, what Lucky Limeade looks like, or Peach Parfait, or whatever. Those colors mean something to me since I'm very familiar with the Stamping Up thing. But the main thing is just to get the colors on there. So I'm going to put this on the slowly. Let's see here. Put that on, and then I'm going to put my papers in the drawer. And that will go into the closet, and it will be all ready to go whenever I'm ready to use it. So I just usually leave one of the multicolored ones on top to start with, so it's very enticing when I open that drawer. I have those colors ready, and I'll do that with the other colors as well. Okay, and I have my 3 drawers full of new product. The 2 paper collections together, 1 paper collection by itself, and I did throw in umbrella washi tape that I got in this order that matched it beautifully. And then 1 other collection I didn't show you. I just had a few pieces of this, and I combined some pieces from some of the collections that I broke up. I've never really done that before. I just thought I'd try it and see how that worked to have a summer collection with some pinks in them. I wanted to add a few more papers to what I already had. So anyway, that's my process for organizing papers. And if you have any questions, please leave me a message or a comment. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you. Bye-bye.